you are going to perform again the three assignments from the group B. Fine. So let's try to see the first one, that is the easy one, the sorting. Fine. So let's try to see to implement this program. What this problem statement is saying, write a program, that is the Python program, to store the first year percentage of the students in array. Write a function for sorting array of floating point numbers in ascending orders using selection sort and bubble sort, and display the top 5 scores. Fine. So in this particular practical, what exactly you are going to do is that whatever the percentage you will be getting in the first year, you are going to enter the percentage of the first year in the array, and you are going to sort that particular percentage in the ascending order. In which order you are going to sort that percentage? It is in the ascending order. But for doing the sorting for the percentage of the first year students, you should have to use the number of the different sorting techniques. So first sorting technique you are going to apply is nothing but the selection sort, and the next sorting technique is nothing but the bubble sort. Fine. So first of all, let's try to see what is the logic behind the selection sort and what is the logic behind the bubble sort. Fine. Let me try to open my notepad, Paint. Fine. Now see, we are going to see about the selection sort and the bubble sort. Fine. So let's try to see firstly what exactly the selection sort is. What exactly the selection sort is. Fine. Now as the name is suggesting that sort. Sort means that you are going to arrange the elements in the ascending or the descending order according to the problem statement that is provided to you. Now in our case, we will be having this ascending order. So that's why in our case, we are going to arrange the elements in the ascending order. Fine. Now what exactly the selection sort is? Now suppose that one array is available with you. Suppose you will be having one array with you. Fine. Now in that one, you will be entering the number of the percentage of the student. Now suppose if I have entered the percentage like 65, then 95, then 62, then 50, then 42, suppose, and again let's say suppose 35. Fine. So what is this? This is nothing but the array which I have been created. Suppose I have providing the name of that particular array is nothing but the marks, because I am just want to store the percentage or the marks of the students of the first year. Fine. So percentage of the marks. Now what is this? This is nothing but your 0th index. This is nothing but your 1 index, 2nd index, 3rd index, 4th index, and 5th index. Fine. Now actually what is the case of the selection sort and what is the case of the bubble sort? Now in case of the selection sort, you are going to take one element and you are comparing it with the rest of the elements. It means that you are going to take one element and you are comparing it with the rest of the elements. What you are going to do? You are comparing it with the rest of the elements. Fine. And whereas in case of the bubble sort, you are comparing the consecutive two elements. What you are going to do? You are comparing the consecutive two elements. Fine. So that is nothing but the main difference between the selection sort and the bubble sort. Fine. Now let's try to see how exactly the selection sort is going to be worked. Now see, this is nothing but the example that the array is containing the percentage of the marks. Now in that particular array, is the percentage are in the sorted manner? Is the percentage are in the sorted manner?
No, ma'am.
No. Fine. So you should have to sort these elements in the ascending order because it is given in your problem statement. Fine. Now if you want to arrange that percentage in the descending order, so you just have to change only the condition between the comparison. Fine. Now in case of the selection sort, what you are going to do is that whatever the first element you are going to take, this is nothing but your first element. So firstly, from the complete array, you should have to search the minimum element. And you are going to place that minimum element at the 0th position. Fine. Now it means that after the completion of the first pass, that is the first iteration, you will be getting the minimum element in the first location, or we can say that in the 0th index location. Same procedure you are going to continue with the rest of the elements, because see, firstly we have been done with the first iteration, that is comparing, searching with the searching with the smallest element present in the array. After getting the searching of that minimum element, you are placing that element at the 0th location. Fine. It means that 0th location will contain the minimum element after the completion of your first iteration. Fine. Now you are going to proceed the same thing for the second elements onwards, because once you have been getting the smallest element at the 0th index location, you will be fixing that position. You are not going to change that particular position. Fine. Again, elements, for the rest of the elements present in the array, you are going to do the same thing. That means that out of this particular number of the elements, you should have to search again the minimum element. Now whatever the minimum element will be, you will be getting from this particular locations. So get that minimum element, place it in the first location. Place it in the first location. Fine. Again, same with the third iteration. In the third iteration, what you are going to do? Get the minimum element, place into this location. Fine. Again, with the fourth iteration, get the minimum element, place into this one. Fine. Again, the last iteration, get the minimum element and place into that. And place into that. Fine. And see, obviously, whatever the last element, only one element will be there. So obviously that is nothing but the minimum element. So there is no need to sort it again. Fine. So I can say that if I'll be having how many elements? If I'll be having 6 elements, so how many iteration?
5.
How many? Yeah. How many iteration it will be needed? It will be needed the 5 iteration. That iteration is also called as the pass. That iteration is also called as the pass. Fine. So so have you understood that how many iterations it will be needed? If the elements are n, then how many iteration of the passes it will require?
n-1.
It's a n-1. Fine. So ये concept most of the MCQs में पूछते हैं. Fine. Because if you are going to ask about your seniors now, that they are facing the aptitude or the T&P online exams. Fine. So some of the students are contacting me that what will be the output. So at that time, these questions are very important. Huh? You can ask your seniors. Fine. So this is nothing but the whatever the number of elements will be given to you. So at max, how many iterations it will be needed? It will be needed, that is the n-1 passes to sort this element. Fine. Now let's try to see how exactly the selection sort will going to be work. Yeah. One minute, let me clear this. Yeah. Now see over here. Yeah. As I already told you that, firstly, you should have to select the first elements index. What is the first elements index? I'm considering because I should have to continue the passes for the number of the elements present in this array. So what I'm going to do, firstly, I'm appointing this index as the I. What I'm going to do, I'm appointing this index as the I. Fine. And as we are knowing that from the complete array, I should have to search the minimum element. And I just want to place that element at the first location, or we can say that at the ith location. Get it? So what I will do, I will reserve that I location index in some particular variable. Suppose that variable is nothing but the minimum index. Shortly मैं लिखती हूँ, that is the mi, minimum index. Fine. Now what you are going to do, because as we are knowing that why we are storing this index, because at that particular location, whatever the minimum element will be there, you are going to place that element at that particular index. So that's why we are storing the index I at some particular index, that is at some particular variable. Now next job, what is your next job? Next job is nothing but you should have to search the minimum element. Now for searching the minimum element, you should have to do the comparison. Fine. So at that time, what I'm going to do is that I'm knowing that this is nothing but your ith index element. Now I will start comparing from the next element to itself, to the ith element. So I'm going to consider j from this location, that is from the first location. Or we can say that whatever the next element of I'll be considering this as the jth index. I'll be considering that as the jth index. Fine. Now you are going to compare which suppose करो मैं इसको m नाम देती हूँ, it is the short form. Fine. So what I'm going to do, I just have to compare this 95 with this 65. It means that I just have to compare, that is the m of j is less than, because I should have to see the minimum element. Fine. So that's 65. What is this 65? The 65 is present at ith index, and we have stored that I index at particular minimum variable index. So I'm just going to check, that is the, if it is less than the marks of the minimum index. What is the minimum index? In this case, the minimum index is nothing but the 0. So you are going to check, that is the 95. Is 95 is less than 65? Is 95 is less than 65?
No.
No, it is not. Fine. So we are not going to change this minimum index. It means that कि यहाँ पे जो एलिमेंट है वो फिलहाल के लिए आफ्टर द कंपैरिजन वो छोटा ही है, इसलिए वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू स्वैप द एलिमेंट्स विद द एनी एलिमेंट. नाउ यू आर गोइंग टू प्रोसीड फॉर द नेक्स्ट वन, दैट इज you are going to proceed to check for the next element, that is the jth element. Now after incrementing the jth element, you are again comparing the same thing. You are again doing the same thing, that is comparing of m of j. Now what is the m of j? M of j is nothing but the 62. What is this m of j? M of j is nothing but the 62. Fine. So you are going to compare 62 with marks of mi. What is the index mi? Is nothing but over here itself. Fine. That is the 0. So what is the marks of mi? That is the marks of 0. It's nothing but the 65. Now is 62 is less than 65?
Yes.
Yes, fine. So at that time, what you are going to do? You are going to change this minimum index coefficient. What is the minimum index in this case? 0. But as we are knowing that 62 is less than 65, so we are going to change this mi index by j value. Mi index by j value. It means that what will be the value of this mi? The value of mi is nothing but the j. What is the index of j? It's nothing but the 2. So what will be your value? It will be 2. Is it clear up to this one?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Now nextly again you are going to continue the same thing. You are incrementing the value of j. What you are going to do? You are incrementing the value of j. Now the value of j will be 3. Now what you are going to do? You are again checking the same condition. M of j. What is this m of j? It's nothing but the 50 is less than, now whatever the smallest element you will be getting recently, you are comparing that element with the element, because we should have to find out the minimum element present in the array. So that's why marks of mi. Now what is this mi? In this case mi is nothing but the 2. So where it is 2, it's over here. That is the mi of 2. It's nothing but the 62. Fine. So is 50 is less than 62? Is 50 is less than 62?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it is. So what you are going to do? You are changing this index by 3. It means that your minimum index will going to be changed by 3. Fine. Again you are incrementing the j index. Your j index will be 4. Now again you are going to do the same thing. That is the 42 is going to be compared with the m of marks of mi. That is the minimum index. Now in this case, what is the minimum index? The minimum index is nothing but the 3. So m of 3 is nothing but the 50. So again you are going to compare, that is the, is 42 is less than 50? Is 42 is less than 50?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So your mi, that is the minimum index, will going to be changed by 4. Again you are incrementing the value of j. The value of j will be 5. You are going to do the same thing, that is you are going to compare, that is 35 is it is less than which one? 4. That is the 4 पे कौन सा element है? That is the 42. So is 35 is less than 42?
Yes.
Yes. Fine. So you are going to change your minimum index by 5. Fine. Whenever again you are going to increment this j, so obviously your none of the elements are present over here. So your j loop is coming out of this your jth for loop. Now after coming out of this particular jth for loop, you will be knowing that the minimum index, what is that? 5. So whatever the 5th index will be there, and the element present at the 5th index is nothing but the minimum element. Is nothing but the minimum element. So once you will be getting this position of the minimum element index, so you are going to swap that minimum element with this 0th element. Fine. It means that after the first iteration, what you will be getting? You are going to swap this minimum element with the 0th index. It means that आपका जो भी array create होगा, वो कैसे array अभी create होगा? You are swapping this 35 with the 65. It means that your 35 will come over here and your 65 will come over here. Rest elements will be as it is. That is 95, 62, 50 and 42. Understood this concept? Is clear? It means that you will be getting the first element, that is the minimum element at the 0th index. Fine. Now the same procedure you are going to apply for the rest of the elements. Now in this case, your first 0th index is getting the minimum element. Now you are going to proceed for the next one by incrementing the value of I. After incrementing the value of I, here it will be your value of I. And as we are knowing that we are going to compare from the next element, so whatever the next index will be there, I am appointing that next index as the jth index. Fine. And again, I am doing the same thing. What I am going to do, I am going to do the same thing. Fine. So see over here, again I am proceeding for the same thing. Again I am proceeding for the same thing. That is what I will do, whatever the I index will be there, I am appointing it as the minimum index. Now in this case, what is the value of I? This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what is the index of I? It's nothing but the 1. So what will be your MI value? That is the minimum index. Fill that is the 1. Now again you are going to do the same thing, that is the M of J. In this case, what is the M of J? It's nothing but the 62 is less than marks of MI. What is MI? MI is nothing but the 1. So 95. So is 62 is less than 95? Is 62 is less than 95?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So you are going to change the minimum index by jth value. What is your jth value? It's nothing but the 2. Fine. Again, you are incrementing the value of j. Your value of incrementing the value of j. Your value of j will be 3. Fine. Again, you are going to do the same thing. That is the M of j. That is the M of 3. How much it is? It is nothing but the 50. Is 50 is less than M of minimum index. What is the minimum index? Is nothing but the 2. So 62 over here. Is 30 is less than 62? Is 30 is less than 62?
Yes.
39, sorry, 50.
Yes.
Sorry, 50 is less than 62. Yes, condition is getting true. So you are changing your minimum index by j value. What is the j index? It's nothing but the 3. So over here 3. Next time again you are incrementing the value of j. Again you are incrementing the value of j. Your value of j will be 4. You are continuing the same process, that is the M of j. What is this? It's a 42. Is 42 is less than 3. That is the 50. Is 42 is less than 50? Yes, it is. So change this index by 4. Fine. Again increment the value of j. The value of j will be 65. Now again you are going to do the same thing. That is the 65 is it is less than 4. That is this is 42. Is 65 is less than 42?
No.
Hmm?
No.
Yes or no? No. Fine. So you are not going to change this minimum index. Fine. It means that from this particular remaining set of the elements, 42, or we can say that the element which is present at the 4th index. What is 4th index? This is nothing but your 4th index. It means that this element is nothing but the minimum element. Fine. So once you will be getting that minimum element, so that minimum element you are swapping with this ith element. Fine. It means that whatever the resultant will be there, what will be your resultant now in this case? What will be your resultant array will be now?
35,
It will be
42.
Yes, it's a 35. Next,
42.
42. Next,
62, 50.
62. Next, 50. Next,
95, 65.
Yes, very good. 95 and over here 65. It means that see, first and second element is sorted itself. Now you are going to proceed for the next same procedure for the rest of the elements. 1 minute. Huh? Yes, sorry for the interruption. Fine. Now you are going to proceed the same procedure for this one as well. Now let's try to see again. Yeah. Now in this case, you are incrementing the value of I. Your value of I will be this. Fine. Now your value of j will be this. Fine. And you are appointing the value of I, that is the index I, to the minimum index. Now in this case, what is the value of I? The value of I will be, this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what is the index of I? It's nothing but the 2. So that's why your minimum index will be 2. Fine. Again, you are going to do the comparison, same comparison again and again. Over here too. Fine. Same comparison. So see, what is this m of j? What is the m of j? It's nothing but the 50. So 50 you are going to compare with marks of the minimum index. What is the minimum index in this case? 2. That is the 62. Now is 50 is less than 62? Is 50 is less than 62?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So you are going to change the minimum index by j value. What is the j index? It's nothing but the 3. So write it down over here 3. Again, you are incrementing the value of j. The value of j will be 4. Fine. The value of j will be 4. You are going to do the same thing. That is the 95. 95 is less than marks of 3. That is nothing but the 350. Now, is 95 is less than 50?
No.
No. So you are not going to change the minimum index. Next, you are incrementing the value of j. Fine. The value of j will be 5. You are going to comparing, that is the array of j, that is the 65, whether it is less than minimum index element. That is the 3, that is 50. So is 65 is less than 50? Is 65 is less than 50?
No.
Fine. So you are not going to change the minimum index. Now see, whatever the index you will be getting, that is nothing but the index wherever your minimum element is present. Fine. So 3. So over here, this is nothing but the minimum element is present and you are going to swap this element with the ith index. किसके साथ में आपको उसको swap करना है? With the ith index. It means that this element is going to be swapped with this element. Fine. So what will be your resultant array? Your resultant array will be like this. That is, first it will consist 35, then 42, then it will come 50, then 62, then 95, and the lastly is nothing but the 65. Is it is clear? Is it is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Now nextly see, our 3 elements have been sorted itself. Now you are appointing this as the I. You are appointing j as the I. Fine. Again you are proceeding the same thing. That is, you are appointing, you are mentioning the value of I to the mi. What is the value of I over here? That is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. What is the index I? It's nothing but the 3. So you are appointing it to the minimum index. Fine. After appointing it with the minimum index, you are going to continue with the same process. That is m of j. What is the m of j? It's nothing but the 95. So 95 is going to be compared with the marks of the mi. What is the mi? It's nothing but the 3. So third position पे कौन सा element है? It's nothing but the 62. Now you are going to check, that is the 95. Is 95 is less than 62?
No.
No, it is not. Fine. So you are not going to change this minimum index. You are incrementing the value of j. The value of j will be 5. Fine. You are going to compare the element, that is the 65, whether it is less than the mi element's position. Mi index element. That is the 3, 62. So is 65 is less than 62? Is 65 is less than 62?
No.
No, it is not. So don't change the positions of the elements, or we can say that you will be having the minimum element, because if you are going to swap the element, which element you are going to swap? You are going to swap the minimum index element. What is the minimum index over here? 3 itself. That is 3 position पे आपको minimum element मिला है. And what we have done earlier, minimum index हम minimum ith element के साथ में हम swap करते हैं. It means that if you are swapping the marks of the minimum element index with the marks of the ith element, it will be same, because it in this case I is nothing but the 3 as well as the mi is nothing but the 3. Is it is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Now nextly, for the rest of the elements, for these two elements, you are going to do the same thing again. You are going to do the same thing again. It means that, see, in this case, I will be over here and J will be over here. Fine. You are appointing the value of I is equal to Mi is equals to 4. Proceeding for the comparison, that is M of J. What is the M of J? It's nothing but the 65. Now, is 65 is less than marks of Mi. What is the marks of Mi? Fourth index wala element. What is this? It's nothing but the 95. So, is 65 is less than 95? Is 60?
Yes.
Yes. So, you are going to change the Mi index. What will be the Mi index in this case? Yes,
5.
it's a 5. Fine. Now again increment the J. Obviously, none of the element is present, so your J loop will get false. Now you are going to swap the element. Which element you are going to swap? The fifth index element, because that is nothing but the minimum index. What is the minimum index? It's nothing but the element present at the fifth index. What is this? It's a nothing but the 65. So 65 you are going to compare it with the ith index. It means that what will be your resultant array? Your resultant array will be 35, 42, 50, 62, 65 and over here 95. Is it so? So see, this is nothing but your sorted array. This is nothing but your sorted array. Understood this concept?
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone? Fine. Now, see, this is nothing but the logic, but whatever the logic that you are going to apply for this one, for doing the sorting, so let's try to see how you are going to write down the logic for the same. Fine. Now, simply, what we did over here, firstly, we have been applied the I loop for the number of the elements. But हमने I loop कहाँ तक के लगाए रहेगा? That is the, these are, if I am going to consider, these are nothing but the n elements. So, ith index मेरा कहाँ तक के जा रहा है?
N minus 1.
N minus 1, fine. So whatever the for loop I am applying, मैं यहाँ पे लिखती हूँ. Yes, whatever the for loop I am applying, suppose for I is equals to 0, I should be less than, or we can say that up to, less than or equals to कहाँ तक के लिखूंगी मैं? N minus 1. Getting? And I plus plus. Is it is clear?
Ma'am,
Yes.
can we write I less than N only?
That is also okay. That is also okay. Yes. It is also okay. Fine. Either you can write I is less than N, or you can write I is less than or equals to N minus 1. That is also the same thing. Fine. Yes. हा for loop कळालं तुम्हाला सगळ्यांना? We are incrementing the ith loop from I to N minus 1. That's why we have been provided over here I is equals to 0, I is less than N and I plus plus. Is it is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, inside that I loop, because as we are knowing that whenever you are taking ith loop, you are incrementing the jth loop number of times. That's why we should have to provide the nested for loop. Fine. Now, what will be the case for the jth loop? Can anyone tell me? What statement I should have to write it over here?
J equals to I plus 1.
Yes, very good. I plus 1 and it will go up to less than or equals to N.
N.
And J plus plus. Is it so? Because see, jth index हमारा कहाँ तक के आ रहा है? Last element तक के आ रहा है. Sorry. यहाँ पे देखो, it's a N minus 1. So I should be, what is the value of N over here? It's a 6. So it should be 5. Yes. And over here? Yes. It should be less than or equals to N. Is it so?
No, ma'am. It's less than N or less than equals to N minus 1.
It's a less than or equals to N minus 1. Yes. Over here 6. Over here N minus 1 will be there.
No, ma'am.
Yes, see over here, because we are over here, we are applying over here 6. Fine. What is the value of n? The value of n is nothing but the 6. Is it so? Fine.
Ma'am, then I is less than n na. If we take less than or equals to, then it will n minus 1.
It will be less than. See over here. In the case of the for loop, 1 minute. Huh? It is not looking clear. It should be I is less than n minus 1. No?
No, ma'am. It's I is less than or equals to n minus 1. We have the last index as 5.
No, ma'am, it is correct.
See over here. I am telling
Correct.
you why. Yes,
Correct.
why it is so. Let me tell you. How many elements here over here? 6. Fine. So what will be the value of n? It should be 6. Fine. Now see over here, in this case, our ith loop is varying up to 4. Is it so? So what will be your looping? It should be I should be less than n. What is the value of n? It's nothing but the 6 minus 1. That's it. It should be less than this 5. It should be less than this 5. That is the last index से हमारा कम होना चाहिए. That's why we are writing over here I is less than 6 is nothing but your n and minus 1. कळालंय का हे? Getting it or not?
Yes, ma'am.
सगळ्यांना तो आय थिंक संदेश ना
नाही मॅम, मला नाही. ओमला.
ओमला. ओम कळालं तुम्हाला?
येस मॅम, बट बघा ना तिथं परत एकदा.
बघ ना सांग.
मॅम ते ऍरे n-1 आहे ते सांगा. ऍरे n-1 पर्यंत जाईल.
हा बघा, लास्टचा इंडेक्स काय असणार आहे तुमचा n-1.
ऍरेचा.
हा जो 5 आहे हा काय असणार आहे तुझा n-1. ठीक आहे. आयचा लूप तुझा कुठपासून कुठपर्यंत जात आहे? 0 to 4. म्हणजे n-1 पेक्षा कमी.
जर 5 पर्यंत गेला तरी प्रॉब्लेम नाही येणार ना आपल्याला?
नाही, प्रॉब्लेम नाही येणार. पण कसं मग तुझा जेचा जो लूप आहे तो हे म्हणजे कसं तुला इटरेशन्स कमी करायचे आहेत, तुला टाइम थोडंसं कमी करायचं आहे. इट इज ऑल्सो करेक्ट. हा इट विल नॉट गिव्ह यू द एरर. पण कसं ते जर तू इन्क्रीमेंट केलास, आय इज इक्वल टू तू इन्क्रीमेंट केला तर तुझा आयचा लूप फक्त एकदा आणखी थोडंसं टाइम जास्त एक्झिक्यूट करेल.
म्हणजे टाइम कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी जास्त राहील.
And as we are knowing that as a programmer, you should have to minimize the time complexity. That is your concept. But that logic is also correct. Om? काही प्रॉब्लेम नाही येणार आहे, तो एक्झिक्यूट होईल तुझा प्रोग्राम. फाईन. नाउ and this for loop, this jth loop will be executing j is less than or equals to n-1. हे कळालं jth loop? हे j loop कळालं?
येस मॅम.
फाईन. कारण बघा, जे तुझा कुठल्या इंडेक्स पर्यंत जात आहे, इट इज गोइंग ऍट द 5th इंडेक्स. And as we are knowing that what is this 5th index? It's nothing but the last index, that is the n-1. So that's why we'll be writing over here n-1. Fine. Now see over here, whenever you are applying this jth ith loop, so at that particular time, you are reserving that ith index for which one? For the minimum index. You are reserving that I index to the minimum index. Fine. And you are proceeding for the jth loop. What you are going to do? You are proceeding for the jth loop. And under the jth loop, what you are going to check? You are going to check that is the marks of, what you are going to check? That is the marks of j is less than marks of minimum index. हे तुम्ही चेक करत होता. Fine. And if this condition is getting true, then what you are going to do? You are changing the minimum index only. That is, you are going to change the minimum index by j index.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it so? Fine. And after this one, after completing that one, again you are going to proceed the same thing. Now in this case, what you are going to do after coming after this particular for loop, from this particular for loop, what you will be getting? You will be getting the minimum index as the minimum elements index. Fine. So that minimum, that index will provide you the element is minimum from the entire array. So you are placing, after coming out of this particular for loop, जो मिनिमम इंडेक्स वाला एलिमेंट है, आप वो किसके साथ में स्वैप करोगे? आप वो ith एलिमेंट के साथ में उसको स्वैप करोगे. इज इट सो? सो ये लॉजिक आपको समझा? ये लॉजिक समझा आपको? Yes or no? Shall I
No.
repeat?
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Repeat, please.
Yes. I'll start it from again. Once again. One.
ma'am,
बोला ना.
ते आपण हे आता एम आय इक्वल्स टू जे केलं तर मग त्यानंतर आपल्याला डायरेक्ट तसं नाही करता येणार ना, म्हणजे आपल्याला एक व्हेरिएबल डिफाईन करावं लागेल ना, इंट्रोड्यूस करायला
हाँ
लागेल.
म्हणजे yes for the transpose
येस मॅम.
स्वैपिंग के लिए स्वैपिंग के लिए आपको 3 वेरिएबल की जरूरत है ऑब्वियसली, दैट टेम्पररी वेरिएबल यू कैन से, but what it will do, it will swap the elements, swap the 2 elements. Fine. So it means that after this particular for loop you are performing the logic for the swapping. We will be performing that swapping function, but I think swapping program have been completed in your first year, that's why I haven't taken the logic for the same. ठीक है ना swapping I think माहित असेल.
येस मॅम.
Fine. Yes. So I'll take it once again so that it will make it more clear. Yes. Initially, your for loop of I will go from 0 to I is less than कितना आएगा अभी यहाँ पे? It should be n minus 1. And over here, I plus plus. Is it so? Now nextly, under the ith loop, what we are going to do, because see, whenever you are going to proceed for the minimum one, let me start it from the first. Suppose this is nothing but my 35, 42, 11, 22, 44, 55. Fine. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Fine. So what is my first procedure? I should have to take this as the ith element first. Fine. So I have just providing the for loop ith element, and whatever the next element of I, I'll be appointing it as the j. And initially, as we are knowing that at ith index, it means that whatever the ith index will be there, that is the first index will be there, I should have to search the minimum element from the entire array, and I just have to place that minimum element at that ith index. Fine. So that's why what I will do, firstly, by default, I'm considering that the minimum element is nothing but the 35. Or we can say that the minimum element is present at the ith index. So that's why initially, after applying for loop, I'm appointing I as the minimum index. I'm appointing I as the minimum index. Is it so?
Yes ma'am.
Because for doing the comparison of the 2 elements, I just have to need one element and the second element as well. So what I'm going to do, by default at the beginning of the comparison, I'm considering that 35 is nothing but the minimum. So whatever the minimum will be there, we are appointing it as the minimum index. Fine. And whenever I'll be getting the minimum element from rather than this 35, so I'll be changing that mi by that particular jth value. Getting it? So that's why we are going to proceed for the comparison, and for the comparison of the elements, we are going to apply the jth loop. So here I am applying the jth loop. That is for j is equals to kitna aega? It should be I plus 1. I plus 1. J, it should be less than n, and over here j plus plus. Fine. Now in that case, what I'm going to do, I'm comparing the element. I am comparing the element, that is the array of j, whether it is less than the minimum index element. Whether it is less than the minimum index element. Now see in this case 42. Over here 42 is less than mi. What is the mi? Mi is nothing but the I index. That is this I, it's a 35. So is 42 is less than 35? Is 42 is less than 35?
No.
No, it is not. So you are not going to change the minimum index. Fine. So you are going to increment this particular value of j. After you are incrementing the value of j, your j index will be 2. You are going to check the condition, that is the m of j. What is m of j? It's nothing but the 11 is less than mi. What is the mi? Again, mi haven't been changed, that is the 0. It's a 35. Now is 11 is less than 35? Is 11 is less than 35? Yes. So this jth index, what is this jth index? It's nothing but the 2. So your mi will come over here. This is nothing but your mi index. Fine. So that's why I have been written over here. That is your minimum jth index will be, minimum index will be going to be changed by jth value. Fine. Similarly, again after doing that one, you are incrementing the value of j. Your value of j will be 3. Again you are going to do the same thing, that is the array of j. What is the array of j? It's nothing but the 22. Is 22 is less than array of minimum index? What is this minimum index? Is nothing but the 2. What is the element present over here? That is nothing but the 11. Is 22 is less than 11?
No.
No, it is not. So don't change the mi. So mi will be over here itself. Increment the value of j. The value of j will be 4. What is the element present at the fourth? That is nothing but the 44. So is 44 is less than mi index element. What is this? It's nothing but the 11. Is 44 is less than 11? Is 44 is less than 11?
No.
No, it is not. So don't change the mi index. Mi index will be as it is. Now increment the value of j. The value of j will be 5. So what is this? It's nothing but the 55. Whether it is less than mi index. What is this? 11. Is 55 is less than 11? No, it is not.
No.
So mi index we are not going to change. Fine. It means that we'll be getting the minimum element. This is nothing but the index. Mi is providing you the index at which your minimum element is present. Now after this particular loop, what you are going to do? You are performing the swapping. Swapping of which element? Swapping of the mi wala element. You are going to swap with the ith index wala element. Isn't it? It means that 11 will come over here and 35 will come over here. Isn't it? It means after this complete loop, you are going to perform this swapping operation. Kadalaya logic? Is it is clear now?
Ma'am,
Ha, bola na.
the m of I आहे ना, तिथं तो m च्या जागी दुसरा आपण अल्फाबेट यूज करू शकतो का?
अरे हा, मी ते कसं माझा सेफर साईडला यूज केलं. तुम्ही मार्क्स यूज करू शकता, तुम्ही पर्सेंटेज यूज करू शकता. दॅट इज नथिंग बट द युजर डिफाईड. हा, इट विल बी
थोडं कन्फ्युज होते m.
हा, चालेल चालेल. मी कसं मी सिंगल डिजिट का घेते, कारण ते मला लिहायला जरा बरं पडतं. दॅट्स वाय. Fine. So, but in the programming, we will take that the marks as well as the percentage for the same. But the logic has been clear as well as the programming for the same.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Now let's try to implement the program. 1 minute. Yeah. Now, initially, what I am going to do? Just defining the program for the same. Yeah. So from the user side, let's try to take it from the first program. That is, you are going to create a list for the same. Fine. You are going to create the list for the same. Now later on, what you are going to do? You are accepting the array. Fine. So I am just writing one function for the same. That is accept. Accept for what? A. Wait, let me check. First year percentage. P. Fine. So what I did, I created the empty list for the same, and later on, what you are going to do? You are accepting the value of percentage from the user side, and for that one, you are going to write the function for the same. Fine. So let's try to write it over here. Yes. Now, for the accepting, what you are going to provide, you should have to provide, that is the how many students percentage you are going to enter. And as it has been provided in your problem statement that you are going to provide the floating point numbers, because percentage is in the pointing numbers, that is the floating point numbers. Fine. So see over here. So what we are going to do, we are taking the inputs, that is n is equals to एक मिनिट मी त्यांना सांग. Okay, fine. Yes. So what you are going to do, you should have to enter the total number of the students. What you should have to enter, that is the total number of the elements. Fine. So I am taking it from the user side, that is the input. Total number of students. Fine. By that, what you are going to do, you are going to take the input of the total number of the students from the user side. Fine. Now nextly you are going to enter the values, because see, for doing the sorting you should have to need the array, and inside that particular array you should have to enter the elements from the user side. Fine. So how you are going to do that one, you are applying the for loop for the same, that is for I in range. What will be the I in range? The total number of the elements. It should be the total number of the elements. Fine. And for that one, you are going to take the percentage of each of the students from the user side. Let's suppose if I'm applying it, that is the x is equals to, I'm taking the input, and as we are knowing that percentage is nothing but the floating point. So I'm just declaring the data type for the same is nothing but the float. Fine. And I'm taking the input. I'm taking the input from the user side. Fine. Enter the percentage of what it is saying, first year students. आपको first student, second student ऐसे देना है, so you can apply over here, that is the percent d, and write it over here, that is the I plus 1% d. Fine. If it is not, it will be okay again. And whatever the element will be there, you are appending it into the list. What you are going to do, you are appending that into the list. Fine.
ते p डॉट append येईल ना.
हो, एक मिनिट मी सेव्ह करते. तुमची बॅच S2 होणार आहे. Yes, it should be p dot append. Yes, very good. Capital the level. Yes, p dot append. Is it so? Let's try to run it, whether it is taking. Okay. Yes, it is taking it. इथपर्यंत कळलेलं आहे? Getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Now again, the same thing we are going to do. We are going to just apply the display function. Yeah. Now in the case of the display function, what you are going to do, again you are going to do the same thing, that is you are just printing the elements. Fine. So instead of that, I'll just write it over here. HTML percentage. And in that case, again, you are going to do the same thing, that is applying this for loop. And applying for loop, what you are going to do? You are going to print the percentage. Fine. So as we are knowing that we are going to take the floating point, so I am just writing over here %d, and up to 2 points, 2 digits if I want to display that one. So that's why I am just writing 0.2. Floating point के लिए हमने क्या दिया है? F. Fine. And you are just providing over here whatever the index is, that is the P of I. Yes. Getting it? Let's try to run it. Yes. 3.
Length of that.
Yes, beta. Yes,
Okay.
yes. It should be,
Length of
yeah. Yeah, it should be length of that. Yeah. Okay, length of T. Yes, fine. So it is accepting and display our function. Fine. यहाँ तक के किसी को problem है? Yes, anybody is having a doubt? Fine. Now nextly we are going to apply the selection sort. And in that selection sort, you are going to pass your list. You can change the name over here. Huh? You can take A, you can take P, you can take PER. अगर percentage है तो हम यहाँ पे percentage भी ले सकते हैं, कोई problem नहीं है. Fine. That depends on the user side which variable you are going to take. Huh? Now, in the case of the selection sort, as we are knowing that you are going to find out the length for the same. So what I am going to do, I am just previously finding the length, that is the length of T. Fine. Now, nextly, what we did over here, we are applying the for loop for the ith variable. Fine. So same we will be providing over here, that is for I in range. What I should have to write it over here for I in range? N minus 1. Very good. And in that one, what the next step we have done, that is we are appointing the index I to the minimum index. Fine. Let's take the minimum index. Okay, is equals to, we are appointing it as the I. Fine. Now, nextly, what we have done over here, we have applied it for the jth loop. Fine. So, we are applying over here for j in range. j का range कहाँ से कहाँ तक के जाएगा? Yes.
I plus 1.
It's a I plus 1 to n.
Yes.
Getting it? Fine. Now, nextly, what we did over here, after this one, we have done the comparison between the m of j and the minimum index of that particular element. Fine. We have been taken over here p. So, I am just writing over here, that is the if p of j, if it is p of what we did over here, that is the minimum index. Minimum index. Fine. And if it is so, if my condition is getting true, if this condition is getting true, then what I should have to write it over here? Yes, anyone?
Integer temp equals to
No, it is nothing but the swapping. But what you are
minimum
going
index equals to j.
Yes, very good. It should be, we are appointing the minimum index to the min index. Fine. So यहाँ पे आपका कितना आएगा? Minimum index of j. And by after coming out of this for loop, once you will be getting completion of your for loop execution, now after the completion of your jth loop, you will be getting that minimum index, minimum elements index. It will be at position minimum index. And after that one, what you are going to do? You are swapping the minimum index वाला element with the ith element. Fine. So यहाँ पे हम क्या लिखेंगे? एक temporary variable में लेती हूँ, that is the temp. And in that temp, what I am going to do? I am appointing the value of ith index वाला element Fine. And what we are going to do, we are replacing it with that one, that is the P of I is equals to P of
J.
minimum index
Minimum.
over here. Fine. And lastly, that is the
P of minimum index
is equals
10.
to 10. Yes, very good. It equals to 10. That's it. That's it. Fine. You can change one condition over here again, but I'll tell you later on. But let's try to see whether it will be executing properly or not. I'll be taking only 3 students. Bar. Okay, selection sort I haven't been displayed. Fine, so we're going to display that one as well. Yes, fine. So see, we have been entered the elements in the in this particular manner, and you will be getting the results in this manner. That is the 12, 36, and 45. Is it so? Understood this one?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear? Now, can anyone tell me? Suppose in this case, जैसे कि हमारा example में एक case ऐसी हुई है that suppose if I am getting the ith index over here itself, I'll be telling you the logic. Fine. If I'll be getting the index over here and I'm starting from the jth index from the next one. Now, if in this case, as we are knowing that the 22 is nothing but the minimum element. Fine. 22 is nothing but the minimum element after in this particular array. So the minimum index will be as over here. That is minimum index will be over here. Fine. So is there any need to do the swapping in this case?
No.
No.
Fine. So can anyone suggest me what logic means? ये भी आपका correct ही है because see we'll be getting the same output. But as we are knowing that we'll be swapping over here if the same indexes will be getting, but still we are going to do the same thing. That is we are swapping that element with the itself element. Fine. So it is nothing but somewhat time consuming. And as a programmer, I just have to save the timing for the same. Now, can anyone tell me what change I should have to do it over here in this selection sorts logic? Yes. Yes. Think it over here.
कंडिशन वापरायची आहे का?
If else ची कोणती?
If else ची condition. Yes. पण if else मध्ये कुठली condition वापरणार? It is correct, huh? You are going to use the condition. But what will be the condition statement for the same?
कंटिन्यू.
Continue. But what is that continue condition?
इफ मध्ये मॅम जर का इफ
equals to
पी ऑफ आय लेस देन पी ऑफ आय प्लस 1.
Less than P of I plus 1. Less than P of म्हणजे कुणाशी कुणासोबत कंपेअर करशील तू? P of I plus 1. Which value is less than P of I plus 1 beta?
वन मिनिट.
Huh. Just think it over here because see data structure is nothing but developing the logic only, huh? Developing the logic. See, if you are going to write this one, that is also correct. No issue. But as a programmer, whatever the minimized efficient algorithm I should have to be applied for my program, that is nothing but the innovative thing. I want the answers from your side only. Just try by yourself. I'll be giving you 5 minutes for the same. If it is not, I will tell you.
Ma'am, can you repeat the question?
Paha, see, in this case, if I'll be getting the ith index over here, minimum index over here, so obviously as per our program, we are swapping the same thing again. It means that we are swapping the element from there to here itself. It means that you are swapping 22 with 22 itself. Fine. So that is nothing but one comparison where we'll be wasting for the same. That is swapping the element with itself element. Fine. So if I want to minimize that thing. So what logic I should have to apply in my program? What change should be there?
If ith index equal to minimum index, then
Ith equals to, yes, very good.
minimum
Very
index.
good. Yes, that is the logic I want. Fine. Or we can say that if I want to put it the if else condition, so we can put it over here. That is, if it is not equals to, that is, if my minimum index, if it is not equals to I, if it is not equals to I, then you are going to perform the swapping. See, if it is equals to, then there is no need to do the swapping. But if it is not equals to I, because see in this case, in our case, minimum index is 3 and I index is 3. So that's why there is no need to do the swapping. But if my minimum index is somewhat different than the I index, then it will be needed to swap. So I can use this statement as well. और जैसे कि आपने बोला था, that is if the minimum index is equals to I, then you are going to continue. Is it is clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So can you try to implement this? After the completion of this one, we will take the bubble sort.
Yes.
Fine. Yes, and one thing is that we are going for NBA. So in the next lecture onwards, we will be taking some COs as well. Fine. What is the course outcome? It means that after the completion of this particular data structure and lab, what outcome you will be getting from this subject. Fine. So we'll be taking that one. Fine. So up to this logic, is anyone is having doubt, you can ask me. Otherwise, just try to implement this program. Any doubts from your side? Any doubt, beta?
No, ma'am.
Okay, try to implement it. Shall we take the bubble sort? Bubble sort is very simple.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Yes. Now see, the next sorting technique is nothing but the bubble sort. Next sorting technique is nothing but the bubble sort. Fine. Now, what do you mean by the bubble sort? As we are knowing that bubble sort is nothing but the bubbles. It means that the same size of the bubbles you will be having, and you are comparing that one, and you will be sorting the elements that is available with you. Now let's try to take one array. Taking one array, insert the elements into that. Now suppose if I am inserting elements, let's take the random elements, 12, 11, 35, 42, 10 and 65. Fine. What is this? This is nothing but my 0th index, 1 index, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. Fine. So bubble sort logic is very simple. Now in this case of the bubble sort, what you are doing? You are comparing the consecutive 2 elements. What you are going to do? You are comparing the consecutive 2 elements over here again, over here again, over here again, and over here again, and over here again. Fine. So after the first comparison, whatever the maximum element will be there, it means that after the completion of your first pass, means after the completion of this particular pass, what you will be getting, whatever the element, sorted element will be there, that sorted element is going to be placed at the last location. At the last location. Fine. Now nextly, for the second comparison, what you are going to do? You are again going to do the same procedure, that is comparing the consecutive 2 elements, again comparing the consecutive 2 elements, comparing the consecutive 2 elements, comparing the consecutive 2 elements, again the same procedure. But as we are knowing that from the first comparison or from the first iteration, you will be getting the last element's position fixed. So we are going to apply the bubble sorting technique for the rest of the elements except the last element. Fine. Now from that particular iteration, what you will be getting? You will be getting the elements sorted in this particular position. Fine. Again, you are going to continue the same procedure for the next iteration. From the next iteration, you will be getting this element over here. From the next iteration, what you'll be getting? You'll be getting the element over here. From the next iteration, what you'll be getting? You'll be getting the element over here. And from the last iteration, you'll be getting the element over here. Fine. Now see over here, how many elements are present over here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7 elements are there. So if the 7 elements are there, how many passes I'll be needing? How many passes I'll be needing? See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Fine. So this many number of passes or iteration you will be needing to do the sorting. For doing the sorting. Fine. So it means that if you will be having n elements, how many iteration or how many passes I will be needing to sort the elements? Yes?
N minus 1.
It's
n
a-
minus 1.
Yes, it's a n minus 1. Fine. So that is nothing but the how many comparisons it will, how many iterations it will be needed for doing the sorting. Fine. So that is the simple concept. Now let's try to see actually how the logic is working. Yeah, sorry. How the logic is working. Fine. Now in this case, see. Yeah. Now see, in this case, what you are going to do, you are going to provide the for loop, that is the for loop over here. Fine. Now see over here, as we are knowing that you are going to start it from the 0th element and comparing with the next element. What you are going to do, you are starting it with the 0th element with the next element. Fine. So I am just applying the for loop for the same. Here it will be my ith loop. What is this? This is nothing but my I index. Fine. Now again, whatever the iterations will be there, you are going to compare, because as we are knowing that how many comparisons it will be needed, that is the n minus 1. So what I will do is that I will select the I as the starting from the I is indicating over here, that is the iteration. What I is indicating over here, I is indicating over iteration. So what I am going to do, I am selecting I as the 1 to the n. 1 to n. Fine. Means for the first pass, for the second pass, for the third pass, and onwards. Fine. So in this case, I am appointing I over here. That is, I is equals to 1 to n. Now next time again, what you are going to do is that for the first pass, you are going to compare the first and the second element. So I am appointing j over here. What I am going to do, I am appointing j over here and I am comparing the element. That is, suppose percentage of. I am comparing the element. Which element? That is the percentage of j element. If it is less than percentage of j plus 1. Now see, j we are appointing it from this first one. Yes. So we are going to start it from the 0th one. So 0th element is going to be compared with the next element. Now in this case, 25 is going to be compared with the j plus 1. What is j plus 1? It's 1. So 12. Is 25 is less than 12?
No.
No, it is not. So you are not going to swap the elements. You are not going to swap the elements. Fine. Now nextly again, you are going to do the comparison. That is the next comparison you are going to do. That is, you are incrementing the value of j. The value of j will be your 1. Okay, यहाँ पे लिखती हूँ मैं. So the value of j will be 1. Again, you are going to do the same thing. That is the j. What is j? It's nothing but the 12. Whether 12 is less than p of j plus 1. P of j plus 1 is nothing but the 11. Fine. So is 12 is less than 11? Is 12 is less than 11?
No.
No, it is not. Fine. So don't swap the elements. Now again, you are incrementing the j. The j index will be over here. Now, what is the p of j? It's nothing but the 11. So 11 is less than j plus 1. What is it? It's nothing but the 35. So is 11 is less than 35?
Yes.
Yes, it is. So what you are going to do is that you are arranging you are swapping the elements. Fine. Okay, one case is there. आपको असेंडिंग या डिसेंडिंग में करना है, दैट डिपेंड्स ऑन दिस कंडीशन. हाँ, now in this case you are going to arrange the elements in the ascending order, so it should be greater than. It should be greater than, क्योंकि ascending में it means that I just want the last element as the maximum one, but whatever the condition you are going to check, you are going to do the thing that the maximum element is going to be placed over here. Fine. पण ठीक आहे, आपण एक अरेंजिंग ऑर्डर मध्ये बघूया. फाईन. नाउ हा बोला ना.
रिव्हर्स करू शकतो काय अरेला एका?
चालेल ना, करू शकतो. सिंपल आहे. रिव्हर्स करायचं असेल तर तुम्हाला काय करावं लागेल, यू आर ओनली गोइंग टू चेंज द कंडिशन, दॅट्स इट. I is equals to last element, I is greater than equals to 0, I minus minus. You are going to reverse the condition. Means you are arranging the elements in the ascending order or the descending order, and whenever you are going to print it now, so print accordingly in which manner you want.
Yes.
Get it? Okay. So 11 is less than 35, our condition is true. Since your condition is true, you are going to swap the elements. It means that यहाँ पे कितना आएगा, over here 35. Let me, यहाँ पे कितना आएगा अभी, over here 35 and over here 11. Fine. Now again you are incrementing the j index. The j index will be this, that is the 11. So is 11 is less than j plus 1. What is j plus 1? It's nothing but the 42. Is 11 is less than 42? Yes, your condition is true. So you are swapping these two elements. Fine, 42 with 11. So over here 42, sorry. Yes, over here 42 and over here 11. Fine. Again, you are incrementing the j index. The j index will be over here. You are again comparing 11 is less than j plus 1, that is the 10. Is 11 is less than 10? Is 11 is less than 10?
No.
No, it is not. So don't need to swap the elements. Fine. Increment the j index. The j index will be over here. The jth index element, that is the 10. Is the 10 is less than j plus 1, that is the 65? Is 10 is less than 65?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it is. So swap the elements. That is 65 is going to be swapped with the 10. Fine. So write it over here. That is, you are going to provide over here 65 and over here 10. Now see, as per our logic, I have been applied the logic over here. That's why whatever the last element will be there, that is the minimum element is there, it is going to be placed in this last location. Fine. Is it is clear now? Is it is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now अभी मुझे क्या करना है, the same logic I should have to apply for this up to this elements only, huh? Because as we are knowing that whatever the sorted element I will be getting from the first iteration, I will be getting it at the last location. So I'm continuing the same procedure up to the last up to this particular elements, up to this particular elements. Fine. 1 minute, huh? I think तुमच्या लॅबचा टायमिंग झालेला आहे. Sorry. Fine. We are going to stop over here, beta, because I think message is going to be come from the other faculty. Fine. So don't let me try to take the attendance. आणि हा जेव्हा वेळ संपली ना तर मला सांगत जावा जरा.